Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are still working on ramping up our military defenses. And we know for a fact that there's AI empires with designs on our territory. Specifically the Federation down here, the Galactic Information Entente. So we need to get to the point where we can deal with them. That's going to be a little bit yet. No doubt about that. We're going to tick on forward here on fastest speed. We definitely need to get our highways done so that we can move around. That is a pretty high priority, to be honest. We're building this hyper relay here. I'm going to queue up another one out over here. Are you actually building? Yes, you are. You're 91%. So we'll get another one out in Tei as soon as we can. That'll be after the month tick. That becomes a priority, not because it's a priority in and of itself, right? But specifically, it becomes a priority. Oh, and we finished this research here. We'll deal with that in a moment. Specifically, it becomes a priority because we have so much queued up in our shipyard. We queued a lot up last episode as we reorganized our fleets, and that's great. Next up, what are we going to grab here? Gateway travel? I mean, gateway travel would be pretty good. No doubt about that. So we could get that. That would be very helpful. And in fact, I think we're going to. So we're going to grab that. Does that allow us to construct gateways? No, only activate them. Okay, that's fine. So for the time being, that seems okay. Out of curiosity, what do we have for L-gates? I know the AI doesn't usually like to open up L-gates. This. Just Viscaran's Maw. Okay, noted. So for the time being, this will do just fine. Although we probably do actually want to cancel everything in here for the time being. Well, everything that's not currently being constructed anyway. That's going to be very awkward. Very awkward indeed. Yikes. The reason we want to do this, well, we only want to cancel corvettes, right? Because we have the Guardian Point defense, and there are no corvettes in here, so we're actually fine on that front. So we want to go into our ship designer and get our corvettes potentially upgraded. We're on flak artillery right now. Do we want Guardian Point defense? This is better at dealing with shields. Flak artillery is. And this is set up for actually bypassing shields. So actually the shield damage I think is completely fine. We don't need to make any changes here. So that looks good. We will then use these alloys. We'll put them towards getting our highways built. We should probably have a backup one built up through here that goes up to Viscaran's Maw. And we're going to need gateways built in some of these locations as well. An additional shipyard would probably not be a bad idea. We are currently at 10 out of 12 starbase cap. Where do we want to build that? I mean, in the L cluster would be ideal, but we'll want a mega shipyard up there most likely. For the time being, I think we'll keep it to one shipyard for the moment. We're doing okay. We know that we're keeping up with the AI. Like, these guys are apparently inferior to us now. These guys are pathetic. These guys are equivalent. Rise of the Warlords. Okay, we'll look at that in a moment. These guys are inferior. Yeah, we're definitely, like, outstripping the Galactic Entente. Now, all of them put together almost certainly beat us. And because they're a federation, if they were to declare on us, they would probably win. But I think that the AI is looking at it with the one-to-one comparison rather than the overall federation comparison. So that's convenient for us. The zoonotic disease on Hisela 3 continues to spread. By now, most of the planet's major settlements have been infected. As mortality rates continue to rise, the sheer scale of the disaster is unprecedented. Perhaps unsurprisingly, numerous warlords have arisen to fill the power vacuum. Understood. Cool. So that seems fine, realistically. We do want to get Nightburst Station upgraded to a Citadel. The question is when. That's at 0%. This is at 14%. So we've got some time here. What is the price of alloys right now? 9.42? So that's not a great price at this moment. Volatile motes is still quite negative, and we do need to do something about that. This agro world requires a job. I'm going to put in a city district here. A clerk will produce amenities. This will give us a building slot, and that won't solve any of our problems immediately, but for now, that'll be okay. We can get a planetary administration here, and I'm going to put in a chemical plant. So that'll be fine. Cool. And we have an idle leader. Hang on. We have an idle leader. Who? Firm Grasp, an admiral. There's no one in here. Okay. Problem solved. Cool. So these are all set up to be size 90, right? And that's exactly what we want them to be. We don't actually want to exceed that at this moment because we don't want to have to worry about resizing these things every time an admiral dies. That would be really awkward. So we're just ignoring the fact that they go over 90 and we're just sticking to 90. We're at 432 out of 735 or 725 naval cap, I should say. And that's decent. That's decent for sure. We could certainly think about building a station down over here. Some sort of a shipyard. But I think I'll avoid that for the time being. It's a big alloy investment. How many alloys do we need to fill this out? Only 9,000. I mean, with our reorganization, that is quite a bit more efficient. So that's a good sign. And we put a lot of alloys into it over the past, like, 2 episodes. 2-3 episodes? We've been investing in this for a while. No doubt about that. So we're definitely working our way through this construction queue. It's getting close to being done. So we may want to queue up more. We'll see. It'll be a little bit yet before we have any idle shipyards. So for the time being, I'm not that concerned about it. I do think we want to build a hyper relay here. And then we definitely want to build a hyper relay in the Rebellion Vortex as well. So we're going to have those queued up so that we have some time there. That's looking good. And most of these alloys are then going to be earmarked for continuing to expand our fleets. Now, destroyers are going to be slower to build than frigates. So we'll have some extra time there. And we're starting to get into cruisers here. Although I think there are a couple of things that this is now only saying 4,900. We made no changes. We invested no alloys. This is definitely an inaccurate number. It must be because we no longer have enough to build battleships. That's what's happening here, isn't it? It's only calculating the battleships into this once we have enough to build them. That's a strange way to do that. Very strange. So we should have enough to build the battleships in like a month or 2. How much are the battleships? The battleships are 1270. So we'll have enough in 2 months. We'll be able to see at that point. Right? Actually, like 3 months, I think. Okay. It'll be a little bit yet. Unless we were to buy in alloys. The price is still mediocre, so I don't think buying in alloys is a good idea right now. I do want to deal with that volatile moat issue, and oh, we have our minor artifacts capped out. I meant to do something about that previously. For the time being, we're going to find peaceful applications. And amenities usage reduction sounds good to me. I'm also going to reverse engineer an arcane technology. Cool, we gained some engineering research out of that. And beyond that, what are we going to do? We could just sell to private collectors and get some energy credits. Cool. And we'll gain some unity. Excellent. So that seems fine. That got us, what, like 8 months worth of unity? That's not bad, actually. Okay, so we now have enough to see, in theory, how much this is going to cost. And yeah, 9,000. This is approximately correct, but I still don't think that's quite correct. We know that this was 90 times 6, and if we figured that out, we figured it out yesterday, but I'm going to do it again. 90 times 6 is 540. So this is missing a little bit still. It's missing 8. Which is interesting. Very interesting indeed. Regardless, I'm going to hit the reinforce all button, and we'll get a couple of extra things queued up here. We're going to have some idling shipyards here. That is just due to our alloy production, and I would very much like to improve our alloy production. Our various worlds are still a little bit behind. We can definitely put an alloy foundry in here. That would be a good idea. This mining world, I'm going to put in a city district here. It's not much of a mining world, is it? I'm going to put in a city district there for a building slot, and our empire capital here is maxed out for the moment. We've got this factory world. Business management nexus is what I'm going to go for. And that'll be fine for
Upscaling
now.
complete.
Cool. The Vernier starbase up here is ready to be further expanded. Torpedo battery, gun battery, and then we're going to go, for now, with a disruption field generator. That should be fine. We have a disruption on these, right? Yes, we do. Okay, cool. Eventually, we're going to need to upgrade this to a star fortress. That is a lot there. On Hasela 3, the exhausted population, starving, sick, half-mad with grief and endless war, staggers towards an uncertain future. That is unfortunate for them. Unfortunate indeed. So we would like to resettle a pop here to somewhere. Somewhere like Maradetta Prime. Cool. There we go. Fill up one of those jobs there. That'll be excellent. And yeah, that volatile moats situation is still problematic, but we'll get there. So we're at 29% here, 45% here. Sure, we're going to need to go into Revac. So we'll do that for now, and then we'll queue up in Light's End as well. Research agreement broken, but that wasn't with us. The price is still in the 9s here. Nobody's been selling off huge amounts of alloys this time. Oh, actually, somebody just did. It dropped to 4.84. We could buy 2,500 here. And I'm going to do so. The price went up a little bit. I'm going to grab it while we can. We're going to invest some of that, like half of it, into this Star Fortress. The other half is going to go into our fleets. There we go. Cool. That was just 2 cruisers. Okay. Well, we're definitely going to need to get additional alloys, but our economy is reasonably exhausted. The things that we can sell are fairly low priced right now due to our sellage of them. We can sell a few here. Admiral Firm Grasp has vanished. Okay, so that was this fleet here. So we'll put in Robust Organ. Yes, that will put us over our leader cap. I'm aware of this. That is fine. Okay. So how much do we actually need to fill out our fleet? It's actually not that much. We're doing pretty well. We managed to reshuffle a lot of our fleet around into these additional fleets here. So that is a good sign. We're getting pretty close there. Look at your credit silos. Full to bursting. What can you offer us? The Orbital Trash Disperser, huh? For 800 consumer goods. Do
Research actualized.
That seems fine. So we got the Orbital Trash Dispersal. Wonderful. Cool. We're probably not going to use it, but it is rather entertaining. So we'll have it. We'll see if we do end up using that one. Beyond that, any job work that we need, well, we need to resettle someone here. And I would definitely like to resettle them onto, like, this Forge World. There we go. They became a culture worker. That'll do just fine for now. Cool. So we definitely need to get some volatile moats being worked on. That did just improve this month tick, so that job got filled. That's a good sign. The real problem right now is one of pops, right? We need more pops on these worlds. All the pops that we can get. Did we ever change our policy for... Is that under government now? Yeah. Did we ever change our policy for refugees? Refugees welcome. Okay, cool. We definitely want refugees. That will give us a good catch-up. Maybe we'll get some out of this war. That would be nice. So this agro world needs an upgrade. We'll get this planetary capital going. Beautiful. We skipped our hyper relay in the Rebellion Vortex. Okay, we'll queue that back up. I don't recall telling him to not finish that. Maybe it didn't take the shift when I was shift clicking it. We'll see. We're heading down to Light's End right now, and we're going to want to head up over this direction, probably into Temporal Decay, and then making our way over to Viscaran's Maw once we're done here. This side of the Empire is good enough for hyper relays. We can get around. This side needs work. No doubt about that. MOA is going to be a problem for us, but once we have access to gateways, we should be able to bypass that fairly easily. So no problem there. Ship fire rate plus 10% would be good. Fleet command limit plus 20 would allow us to further expand our existing fleets, which actually I really, really like that. So if we do that, that puts us up to our base fleet level being 110 now. So this is currently on 8. I'm just thinking here. Do we want to increase these at all? That'll eat that up really fast. I think for the time being, we're going to go to like 25 and 25. That puts us at 98. So we could go to perhaps like 32, 32. 31, 31 is where we can go. Okay. Consider it done. 31, 31. 31, 31. 31, 31. At least we can even this out a bit now. So 31, 31 and 31, 31. Beautiful. Now we need another 20,000 alloys. No shockers there. But that is going to use up 610 of our naval cap now. That's good. That does mean that we can get one more fleet. So if we copy this template, that doesn't give us the ability to... How does this work, even? Cannot add reinforcements because we're lacking 654. Yeah, I'm not going to do it this way. I prefer to do it the other way because at least we get a halfway decent name out of it. As I'm probably going to end up renaming them all to the... I spelled out second, and I didn't spell out first. You know, because this is the contract enforcement flea, I really probably should not spell out second here. And just do this. There we go. Caravaneers are moving out. One pop is departing Kornagi Prime, and we lose 10 influence. I mean, we have a decent amount of influence right now, so I'm not too concerned about that. Dahlberg Prime does need a job, and we can upgrade our Cyto Revitalization Center here. Cool. So once we're done in Light's End, we're going to make our way over to Pozuno. That's going to be the next target here. Excellent. We definitely need a lot of pops, right? That's what we need more than anything right now. Is there anything on the slave market? We should check that.
Research actualized.
There is. So we could buy in some pops here, and I'd want to put them on somewhere kind of like this. We can buy a few of them, not all of them.
Research actualized.
We can actually sell off some food, some minerals. The pops are totally worth this investment. 100% worth it. So we then hop back into the slave market. This is a robot, but that's fine. The plague on Hysela 3 has run its course. The Age of Warlords has come to an end, and a number of warrior societies are flourishing. Grateful to be alive, the people look to their leaders for strong and determined rule. Good for them. Okay, so we got some habitability increase. Beyond that, we could have an available envoy. That's a little strange, but we'll take it. What else do we have here? Anti-gravity engineering? Swarmer missiles. I think we go for mega engineering here. This is the thematic one for us. So 61 months will give us mega engineering. That will, of course, allow us to upgrade this science nexus. But we probably don't want to. Why? Because we should be able to build a science nexus of our own and then upgrade this one, and then we'd have 2. We can only build 1. And I don't know if this one would count as the one that we can build. So we may want to do it that way. I think it's not a terrible idea. That's going to be a big alloy investment, no doubt about that. But that's basically what we're all about, right? That is our empire in a nutshell. So we definitely take that, and once we get an additional Ascension perk, of course, we would go for... Where is it in here? We would go for Master Builders. No doubt about that one. So we can definitely do something here. We can't do any of this just yet, but we can sell to private collectors, may as well. The Omni Codex is available. We could spawn pops, and actually, I think we do this. Where do we want to spawn the pops? We don't get to choose what pops we spawn, but 3 pops come in, and we can choose where they go. So Entropy's Promise are going to have to be moved. Kornagi Prime is here. This has one available job. Tiamat Prime is here with one available job. Everim Prime is... Where are you? Here. With one available job. And Ethos Prime is the other option. So Ethos Prime is here with 4 available jobs. So we'll spawn there. Beautiful. Now there's some Molar Nox that are not able to be working here. They are slaves. Okay. So we would need slave jobs. I don't think they can work in Alloy Megaforges, right? Hang on. They can. Beautiful. So we can get that upgrading. There's also the planetary capital that needs to get upgraded, and we'll do that on the month tick here. Once we have enough minerals, that'll be fine. Beautiful. So that gives us a number of additional pops. That's absolutely great. I wonder if more will trickle in over time. The fact that we have to spend Unity on that isn't amazing, but we will take it. Now, I'm pretty sure that our shipyard has been idle for a while here. Yeah, definitely. Well, we know that we need 20,000 alloys. What's the price of alloys right now? Mediocre. Sure. For the moment... How are we doing on this construction? 67%, and here we're at 8%. We're going to need to go to Pulbon Kier afterwards. So we'll get that queued up. And we'll get a little bit of this going. I mean, it's just going to be 3 corvettes. We definitely need to increase our production on alloys, right? No doubt about that. A little bit sad that we haven't gotten the Ministry of Production option yet in our tech. Actually, that's more than a little bit sad. That's very sad. 95 months. This was 61 before. Oh, it ate through our stored research from the minor artifacts. Right. So we do eventually want to reverse engineer arcane technology. We can actually do that now. And 10% research speed for 5 years. That's absolutely great. That will work through this mega engineering pretty quickly. So we're getting mega engineering not like tremendously early, but a little bit on the early side. So that seems fine by me. No major concerns here whatsoever, I think. Now, eventually, we are going to want to get Titans in here. Do we have Titans now? It seems like we did get it. Yes. Large Ripper autocannons are short range. I would prefer to have some form of long-range artillery on here. Railguns are not amazing. That's for sure. Railguns are definitely not amazing here. But looking through the rest of this, we currently have shield dampeners. I think the nanobot cloud is the best way to go here. And I'm just going to get rid of all of these because I prefer to have it be slightly more organized. We still haven't gotten level 4 armor or level 4 projectile weapons, which is slightly ridiculous. But for right now, we can definitely put in... I would like to protect these. So a shield capacitor sounds good. In fact, maybe just full shield capacitors. That should do. So that'll do for our Titan. And eventually, we're going to want to put Titans into our fleets. We cannot have them yet. There's those available envoys, sure. The Vault of Acquisitions would not be a terrible thing. There's a synergy forum here. I think we'll go for the Vault of Acquisitions for right now. Gateway travel is going to be unlocked in 4 months, so that's good. We are still going to work through our hyper relays. After all, we need to finish the construction projects that we start, right? So that's definitely a thing that we're going to do. And we'll have mega engineering fairly soon-ish. This factory world needs a job. There's nothing that we can upgrade right now. We're lacking rare crystals for this. Okay, noted. We'll buy in 100 rare crystals. Now we're lacking 7. Oh, okay. This is quite expensive then in the rare crystal department. We'll get that going. Cool. Volatile motes are slightly better. Exotic gases, 0.61. Okay. That does need to be dealt with. No doubt about that. And the hierarchy are once again preparing to declare war on us. So I'm not shocked about that necessarily. They're still inferior to us, though. So that's intriguing that they think that they can pull that off. What's the price of alloys right now? 10? That's a bit up there. We definitely want to continue working on reinforcing our fleets. No doubt about that. I'm going to go through each of these. We know that it's going to be 100 when there's an admiral there, right? So I'm going to add a Titan to each of these. It's 16. So that's going to be interesting. That means that we do need to pull this back to like 120, right? So these need to be at 28. And then we add in a Titan. How many Titans can we have? 4? So this is not going to be the case for all of these. So we would add a Titan here and bring this back to 28, like that. These two would not have Titans, since we can't have additional Titans. Okay. So that would do for now, and the question is, can we ramp up our military production anymore? I mean, we're reasonably strong right now. We're not, like, tremendously strong, but we're reasonably strong. Our tech options have been really awkward. There's no doubt about that. But it's very clear at this point, well, Gateway Travel is going to unlock soon. We do need more alloys. That's very clear. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, you were supposed to be building a hyper relay here, but I guess you ran out of rare crystals. Sure. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue stretching our economy to try to get this all built up reasonably swiftly. It's going to be a lot of alloys. We don't know exactly how much. Actually, we can find out, and I'll show you how. We're just going to open up the console here, and we're going to cheat in some alloys. So alloys, I'm going to do 10,000 here, just so that it's easy. 10,000, and we can now see that we need 23,360. Excellent. Let's get rid of those. We don't actually want to cheat in the alloys. I just wanted to see how much it's going to cost to replenish all of our ships that we need. Well, not really replenish, but to plenish? Is that even a word? Oh, right. We can't actually do negative alloys, can we? Ooh, that's interesting. So, how much do we have? 137 is our target. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell off the alloys. 7.6k is what we need for energy credits. Can we do negative energy credits? I'm not sure. When was the last save? That's something I should find out. I don't actually want this. 701? Yeesh. Okay. So that's a bit of a problem. I forgot that you can't do negative alloys. Well, we can sell these off. That gives us too many energy credits. Now, we can go into, say, minerals. And we can buy too many minerals here. And we could just buy and sell minerals until we get this down to about where it was, which was 7.6k. This is inefficient, so we're going to be losing minerals every time we do this. 6.5k. That's close enough. We are... Actually, from here, we can add it back in. We can add that back in to just bring this back. So energy 1.1 thousand. Not... There we go. Like that. 7.6k, 137. I don't know if this is the same amount of minerals as we had before. It should be pretty close. I think it's around there. So, yeah, that should be about right. Cool. So we got that fixed, and we now know that we need 23,000. I wish this just said. But now I've learned that you can't do negative alloys. Good to know. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special, that is the wrong button, a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadow Wolf, Mlohan80, Ro Corvid, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Anna the Elephant, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.